Hey there, it's your boy Foxy, back for more relationship stories. Planning to ghost him after finding out he's cheating on me. Plus updates. Original post. Found out my boyfriend was cheating a few weeks ago and been spiraling since. Literally only running off of vengeance and pure disgust. I got this weird gut feeling and checked his phone while he was asleep. Those 20 minutes locked in the bathroom felt like years, and the shame keeps me from talking to anyone about it. I moved across the country to be with him, so I'm all alone. No friends or family here. He woke me up the next morning with kisses and breakfast, and has been doing so a lot lately. Probably the guilt. He even bought me flowers for the first time ever, after me hinting at wanting them for years. He thought my quiet crying was out of happiness. He even brought up buying a house for us, something with enough space for potential future children. I'm still going through the motions, making his breakfast and protein shake every day, packing his lunch, making sure dinner is almost ready when he comes home from the gym. What makes me the angriest is that I really genuinely thought he wouldn't do something like this. He watched his father cheat on his mother and fathered children out of their marriage, all while she struggled with infertility her entire life and never had her own. My partner isn't her biological son. She dedicated her life to the two of them and passed away of ovarian cancer shortly before we met. Sometimes I think about whether she regretted staying with her husband or not. We have a small shrine in her honor, and something makes me look at it and expect guidance. I love the man she raised, and hate the one her husband did. But they're both him, and he's a grown man and more than capable of self-control, so I decided to walk away. Next week, my car will be picked up and shipped back home, and I got first-class tickets for me and my dog on his dime. He'll come back home from work, and everything I brought will be gone along with me. The only thing I think I might regret is not somehow being able to see his reaction when he walks through the door and realizes what's going on. Now for the top comments before reading the updates. Damn, I'm sorry you're going through this. I think your plan is the best option. He doesn't deserve to be told or to manipulate you into staying. As soon as he realizes you're gone, he'll know why. Good luck. Thank you. I know that if I talk to him I'll stay, so I have to avoid it at all costs. Nanny Cam. I'm so very tempted to, especially since he'll be alone, and I'll get one real peek at the true him. But if he breaks down enough, I'll become empathetic and may even reach out to console him. Not knowing is for the best, I think. Can you resist responding if he texts? The best ghosting I've seen was when she did not block him till a day later. The way he devolved really helped her heal, and she was not tortured after with thinking she should have tried to reconcile, because she saw the real him. The best thing I ever did is not block my ex. I was so angry that I was walking away so hurt, but his begging and emotional slobbering on really made me feel good for a little bit. Print out the proof of him cheating, if you have it, and put it on his mother's shrine. Kind of harsh, but cheaters don't deserve sympathy in my opinion. I mentioned it in another comment, but I'm just gonna write down all of the girls' names on a sticky note and leave it with my apartment key. I'm too scared of angering her spirit from rest though, LMAO. Now for the first update. Almost every day my boyfriend sends me money for lunch, gas, or something. I thought he was just really kind. Turns out he was cheating, and giving me money made him feel less guilty, as if he didn't beg me to move across the country with him where I know no one. Once I found out, I wanted to immediately confront him, but was scared of the outcome since the apartment was only in his name, and again, I know no one here. Now I just save every dime of what he sends to be able to pay for the $3,000 moving fees to go back home, without hurting my own pocket too much. Breaking my heart, destroying my ability to trust, and scaring me off from men I can handle, but messing with my finances. No, never. The transport company is coming next Wednesday to take my car, and my plane tickets for me and my dog have been bought. Gonna keep up my happy act, and do the usual cooking of dinner, and scrubbing his back, and disappear on Wednesday like I never knew him. It's the only form of revenge I could do that wouldn't haunt me. Good riddance. Edit, a few asked for details. There's 7+ other women, everything he told them was a lie. Name, age, height, city, and occupation. All of it. The only common denominator was that he bought us all the exact same lingerie set for his birthday in January, and specifically requested I hang it up in our closet where it's viewable. Forgiveness is not on the table. He'll be surprised, but I doubt he'll be hurt. Should sneak in some, babe, I really need a new pair of shoes, or something along those lines. Milk that guilt train. I've been considering it, but I've never flat out asked for money or for him to buy anything, so I didn't want it to cause any extra curiosity lol. I was in the same situation, and so made him take me out shopping for my birthday. I have never spent so much money on clothes in one trip LMAO. We went out for dinner a few days ago, and I got something expensive, and he said he was proud of me. Now I just feel embarrassed even going out in public with him, and keep imagining one of his side pieces approaching us in public. Keep us posted. Will do. Please do not let him find this username. The thought of him possibly finding it just makes me want to post more for some reason. I know closure isn't exactly real, and there's nothing he can say to me that will make me understand, but it's tempting. He could try take your money, turn off your phone if he pays for it, isolate you or your dog, beat you up. Send it to him after you're on the flight, but people lose their lives this way. Don't be naive and think about your safety first. It's not a game. My first instinct was to say he's not like that, but I also would have said the same if someone suggested he was a cheater 2 months ago. Thank you for your input. I'll be sure to be careful and wait until I'm safe. Now for the second update. I found out my boyfriend of almost 4 years was cheating. We've lived together for 2 years and I'm leaving him tomorrow. He just doesn't know yet, and won't until after I'm gone. As mad as I am, as betrayed as I feel, I still love him. All I really want is to wake up tomorrow, and this all be a nightmare. I don't enjoy this slice of reality. That the person I love the most has looked me in my eye and lied to me for who knows how long. And every time I do it, I'm left wondering how many times he did it. How many times did he wine, dine, and bang other women, and come home to me? How many times have I been the stupid girlfriend who trusted her boyfriend blindly? How many times have I been some woman's laughing stock? Did he do us back to back? Did his friends know? Did they look me in the eye and really not say anything? Did he love them? How many times did he tell me he loved me and meant it? When did he stop meaning it? Did he ever even mean it the first time? I'm not a master manipulator, unlike him. I'm just composed because I've never had any other choice. Emotions got you beat, or worse when it came to my parents, and I'm more than aware I have a load of trauma to unpack, but I can't. Not in the self-pity, woe is me, it's too hard. But no, I probably just can't. Therapists here are wildly westernized, and once I start with the short list, they'll probably just charge me double, maybe triple. And the last time I tried, he kept trying to convince me I enjoyed my own violation. Maybe I got cheated on because I'm emotionally inept. My intimacy levels are quite limited. The few times he asked about my childhood, I either A, brushed him off, or B, told him one thing I thought wasn't that bad, and he was so shocked I held out on the actually bad parts. And that's where the hate comes in. He knows what it's like to grow up feeling unwanted. He knows what it's like to lose your parents young. He knows what it's like to feel like your entire life has been horrible event after horrible event. But he still did this to me, and I don't get how he could. I could never cheat on anyone, let alone someone who shared such personal things with me. I haven't so much as made eye contact with another man since we met. Other people were just other people, and we were us. I don't know, I just don't see being able to date again. I had deep-seated trust issues long before this, and growing old by myself with 30 cats genuinely sounds nice. Hell, great even. At least I won't always be wondering when the betrayal will come. Now for more advice before reading the final updates. Hey, I've also been with someone for 4 years and found out he cheated on me and other stuff. I learned from my mistakes, learn more on what I want, who I am, and what I really want in a person. It took time, self-love, acceptance, forgiving, and more, and it's almost done. The more you do this, you'll avoid a toxic relationship, as you would know the toxic traits of a person easily. Takes practice though. Not saying to not trust anyone, but to be wary. You got this. That's the thing. I already felt like I knew. I didn't see any single sign. I didn't overlook any noticeable red flags. Maybe I'll feel better once I'm gone from the apartment, but yeah, I don't have anyone I can trust at all right now. Take time to forgive yourself. It will get easier. I also thought I knew better since I have been cheated on many times in the past. I thought I knew all the signs, and no one could fool me again. And then, I met my current husband. The horror, literally, the worst mistake of my life. I've had some rough years trying to forgive myself. How did I allow this to happen to me? How can I ever trust another man again? Can I even trust myself? How do I get out of here? We have a young son together, so I can't just leave. Yet. But I'm getting there, little by little. I'm feeling stronger already. I have learned a lot from myself. I am healing. Now, I just keep on this path and wait until I can be free from his presence, but nothing he says or does has an effect on me anymore. He is just another tool, lol. I seriously doubt that you got cheated on because you're emotionally inept. I'm incredibly emotionally inept to the point where I'm surprised by people's emotional responses to me every day. I have a faithful, loving wife, a beautiful son, and I love them to pieces. I totally rely on others to explain this stuff to me. It's honestly like I'm watching a different movie than everyone else. My point is, I'm almost certainly worse at that stuff than you, and I get along great in the world. There's lots of practical steps you can take to protect yourself in the future. Here are the best techniques I've used. 1. Ask your dates why and how their previous relationships ended. 2. Be crystal clear about your expectations. It goes from "hey, we're dating" to "hey, we're going steady and monogamous." Set the expectation that A. Cheating will result in the complete and immediate termination of our relationship. I used to say B. We're having a fun relationship, let's have a fun breakup. Like, just leave me instead of cheating. 3. Hate to say it, but for the first 6 months to 1 year should kinda be treated like a trial. You should expect the other shoe to drop. Most people are not good at relationships and misrepresent themselves from the beginning. You can do your part by not being your best self, just being your whole self. In summary, it's not your fault. He broke the relationship agreement, not you. There are things you can do to limit your exposure to the risk of cheating in the future. Like every other risk, you can't eliminate the possibility. You may not be ready now for intimacy, but you'll feel better in time. And when you do, you'll be able to approach the next one smarter than the last. Now for the third update. Transport company came and picked up my car, sold whatever big furniture I brought for low prices, took his dog to the park and played with him a bit, got him a dog cupcake and took him back to the apartment. Movers started coming for the rest of my stuff, and I hadn't prepared for our property manager thinking we were both moving out and we hadn't given them the required vacancy notice. She came to talk to me right as my Uber was coming, and I told her what was going. Unfortunately, they had already called him, because only his name on the lease. He's called and texted me a few times, but I haven't replied. His workday won't be over for a couple more hours. I left my apartment keys and anything he's ever bought for me that I hadn't sold already. Didn't feel like taking that stuff with me. While packing, I remembered we bought a pet camera that shoots treats on the entertainment center, and turned it back on. I promised myself I'll disconnect from it by midnight tomorrow, but I have my own predictions about how he'll react, and I just gotta know for sure. Yeah, it's messed up. Sue me lol. I actually forgot to leave a note and was running out of time before my Uber came and just left the lingerie set he was so obsessed with on the bed. He'll figure it out eventually, or not. I'm at the airport now with my dog and just waiting on my flight. I wish I could say that I feel free, but I don't. Just tired. Thank you all for the well wishes, and thank you more to all of the other women who reached out with similar stories. I think I might have caved and stayed if you all hadn't. What did he say on the text when they informed him that things were being moved out? Just that he got a call from property management and asked if I ordered something big and if anything was going on. Please update with what you see on the pet cam when he comes home. You're strong. Update, I turned it on for about 10 minutes after I got back to my home and unpacked. He wasn't there, but everything was a mess. There was a hole in the wall, furniture flipped over, papers everywhere. The kitchen looked like a tornado went through it. I deleted all of my other social media accounts but didn't block his number. The first 2 days, he called me over 200 times. Lots of novel-like text messages, and him admitting to some things I didn't even know about yet. Quite a few calls from his dad and friends too. I didn't reply to any of them. Yes, let him sit in his own destruction. I love this for you, and I am so happy that you were able to leave this toxic situation. You're doing great. Thanks for the update. It doesn't record. That's too bad. Did you ever leave that hint for him that you knew? Basically so he knows that you know. If not, hear me out here, and you were on good terms. You might consider texting his dad. Say something to the effect of, "Dad was nice to you and you regret not saying goodbye, but you have absolute proof that X has been cheating on you for at least X years, with at least 7 different women. That it saddens you he chose to sacrifice your relationship, potential children, and a happy life together in favor of his lies and dishonesty. And that continuing contact with anyone associated with him is too painful, and you'll be blocking all their numbers now. Wish him well in life." If you like the dad, this serves several important purposes. A. Lets them know you aren't kidnapped or something, so they can't reasonably report you missing to police. B. Gives you some closure there if you want it. C. Informs dad of the situation and why, so son can't claim innocence and spin you as the bad guy. D. Reminds dad that life is short and that due to his son's selfishness and cruelty, that means no grandkids. Also reminds dad that his son is a piece of turd. E. If you're lucky and dad is a moral man, may even turn dad against son and further isolate your idiot ex. Possibly consider just a few similar direct texts to friends you were on good terms with. F. These are a few heartfelt messages, friend to friend with the truth, and saying goodbye, direct to the people. further isolating the ex and taking away his ability to feign innocence and call you crazy or vindictive as you didn't do it publicly on Facebook or something similar. You choose whether to actually block or not, but don't respond further. G. If you choose not to block based on their responses, you can find out who knew and who didn't based on who tries to gaslight you to come back. This may be useful for helping judge people in the future. Good luck, and I admire your strength. His dad is an even bigger piece of turd than he is, and probably contributed to his wife's death. I have no interest in reaching out to him or any of the people we mutually knew, but thank you